Hey kids, this week's question comes from Bohannon. And Bohannon asked, who's Pastor Noah's wife? Man, Bo, that is a fantastic question and one that I could talk about for hours. But very simply, my wife's name is Heather. And Heather and I have been married for 16 years. 16 wonderful, happy years. Together we have 5 kids that we spend most of our time enjoying and raising to know, love, and follow Jesus. But I want to open the Bible and tell you something about being married. I want all of you kids to understand God's design for marriage. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 22, it says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord." Kids, you're growing up in a culture that more and more is minimizing the beauty and the glory of marriage. But the Bible tells us that God has a very glorious purpose for taking a young man and a young woman and putting them together in a lifelong commitment called marriage. The truth is that when most of you grow up, God is going to give you a spouse. Young boys, you're going to grow up and He's going to give you a wife. And young girls, you're going to grow up, He's going to give you a husband. And His design is that you would spend the rest of your life in a covenant relationship with that person before God. You would love them with everything you have and everything you are as you love God with everything you have and everything you are. And together, He's going to use you to build a family and to build culture and to transform your community and the world. And the world around us right now would tell us, marriage isn't that important. Or maybe you shouldn't even want to get married. Or maybe marriage shouldn't last forever. But we take our orders from the Scriptures. And the Bible tells us in the book of Ephesians chapter 5 that the image of marriage is ultimately a picture of Christ and His church. And so when you get older, you're going to understand more and more what it looks like for Jesus to love His bride, the church, and what it looks like to love your spouse the way God has called you to. And so kids, here's my question for you this week. I want you to go and sit down with your parents, and I want you to ask them to tell you about marriage. The good, some of the hard stuff, but also how God has got them through difficulty. Ask them that and talk about it, even if it's embarrassing, with your brothers and sisters.